So I'm here in Mount Hermon, and I want to tell you about a memory I have from here from about 6 years ago. Actually, it was exactly 6 years ago. Prior to flying out for this conference, I received a letter in the mail about two little girls who were in foster care and had a biological connection to one of my other kids. The DHS wanted to know if we would be a resource for those kids. And for those of you who aren't familiar with foster care, being a resource for kids is basically asking if you will be foster parents. So I flew out to California, and when I landed in San Jose, I got off the plane, I collected my luggage, and there were a couple ladies there ready to pick me up and bring me out to this beautiful retreat center. But before I could go any further than picking up my luggage, I received a phone call from the caseworker who wanted to talk about the girls and what would happen next, what was our next step. And you can imagine I was overwhelmed. My husband was actually flying that same day home from a trip in Atlanta, so he had the same thing on his heart that day. But then, after I hung up from that phone call, I took a couple steps and received another phone call. This one was about my dad, who was suffering with Parkinson's disease. My dad was a Vietnam vet, exposed to Agent Orange, and his life ended because of Parkinson's. That phone call was about the dementia that's related to Parkinson's, the Lewy body dementia. And my dad was now in a place where he felt like he was in Vietnam again. He was re-experiencing points of his Vietnam experience. So I was overwhelmed, clearly. I mean, it would be hard not to be overwhelmed in that situation. But then I came here, and I got to spend the next 4 days in this beautiful environment here in the Redwoods, where I was able to, for the very first time in my life, go ziplining. And I did a ropes course. But it was just such a time of peace, an opportunity to take in some nature, to connect with other crazy writer people, and just have some time to think and pray over what the next part of our future would hold. So since then, every time I'm here in Mount Hermon, that's one of the memories that comes to mind. And even though those were very hard, there were some really hard things going on, the memories are beautiful because I also felt this peace. So anyway, thank you for joining me here in Mount Hermon.